I have a million things I like to fucking rant about, but there was what was the thing I was going to talk about? Oh, the thing that I was talking with Randy about, right? And Randy, like I said, him and I have had really dope conversations, and we started talking about like getting to know people and being out. And he was like, he was talking about like at one point, he was just defined as the nice guy because he was quiet. So, oh, Randy's so nice. He's nice. He didn't like that. Like there was.
I believe it.
And him and I, the more he and I talk, I realized that we're very, very similar. Both like. Side shit, but we're both like late bloomers in life that came out of conversation, but then like also like very very just isolated in a way. And I've only maybe in the last 10 years gotten more opinionated and more like vocal, but I was always that guy too, where people liked me because I would be around, but they liked me because I was nice and I was quiet. And I started to realize that like, oh, like I'm liked because I'm nice. I just kind of nod and kind of agree with things and throw in a little thing, but I don't own the conversation. And people like that. Like it's like we like dogs because they're here, but they don't, like we talk about children, be seen and not heard and all these things, right? And he kind of catches that too, and I empathize with that a little bit because I had that thought as well. And you start to think like, well, that's the only reason they like me. Like it's not like I contributed to that conversation. Why do they all like you? Like me so much, and you've hung out with me for 6 months, and I haven't really contributed to a whole lot. So what the fuck do you like about me? The fact that I stand here and I'm quiet and I kind of agree and I'm a human. So you can get really cynical about that and be like, well, what do you like about me? And you think about it, like that's where he's at in the world, right? He'll be in a conversation and until recently won't contribute a whole lot, but at the same time, I've always liked him. And then I got to think, well, why? Maybe I've just liked a guy that'll nod when I talk to him. You know what I mean? And you can you can really internalize that and think like, man, why did? And anyway, so I was talking to him, and it becomes this thing that we start to allow people to define us. And if you say I'm a nice guy and these things, and you reinforce this positively, you like me because of these things, I now have to live up to this way you've defined me.
Right.
And now I'm the quiet guy that nods and smiles because, that's what people like about me. And the way people define us and describe us is the mask that we wear. And that's why I really believe that. And like we all wear these masks of like how we want to be seen, and we don't want to be like our flaws, right? So we wear these masks, and I realize that our masks are a lot of times defined by the way other people see us. So if you say, hey, Sean's always super cheery and super positive, I know my mask has to be super cheery and super positive, because if I'm negative, then I'm not the thing you saw me as. So I need to I'm putting on a role and playing a role for other people around us. And I was telling him, I was like, we all do that. It's a natural thing. And where he's at is natural, but also my liberating world has been to recognize that that's bullshit, that the mask is bullshit, and I wear the mask because I'm trying to keep up with everyone else. And then you realize, oh, we all have masks. Everyone's got a mask, and we all behind the mask have guilt and dark shit and skeletons in our closet and all these things. And so if that's the case, why can't I take mine off? Why can't I just be like, the minute you say, hey, Sean's always positive and whatever, and I'd be like, yeah, but I'm cynical as fuck, and I think I'm a piece of shit and whatever, right? And I could just go down this list to try to, and that is what I do in like the last 5 or 10 years as a purpose of breaking. When I hear the way someone defines me, I immediately go to the opposite. Like, yeah, I'm those things, but I'm also these shitty things too. Because what I'm doing is it has zero to do with correcting you. Has more to do with correcting my subconscious to never accept your definition of me, because if I do, then I'm building a mask again, and I don't want that. So I fucking chop that down immediately and say, yeah, I'm great, but I'm also really shitty in these things and whatever, right? And I need to do that now because I don't like the mask part. And I was telling Randy, like, the thing with the mask is we do it to please other people and to solidify other people's opinions of us. But at the end of the day, they don't help you sleep at night. Yeah. Other people's opinions of me don't rock me to sleep. I sleep with myself, my own brain. It's just me. Whenever we go to sleep, we take our mask off, and that's why people struggle with sleeping, because they fucking struggle with who is behind the mask. Yeah. Because when the doors close and you're at home, it is just fucking you. And now you're faced with the bullshit you've been telling the world. And now there's a guilt thing, and there's a whole downward spiral that can go with that. And I've now concluded that, you know what, fuck the mask. That is more detrimental than just being like, here I am with all my flaws, and here I'm a fucked up human being, and I'm a degenerate, and these things, right?
Right.
And I would much rather own that in the public spectrum, because I can go home and just be like, hey, yeah, I'm the same piece of shit at home that I was out there. Awesome. Right. Sleep like a fucking baby. And I do. I sleep very, very well for as fucked up as I am, because I own all the fuck ups.
Right.
And I think, in a way, that's my public service. When I have a conversation with someone and they feel them trying to put me on a pedestal, I'm like, hold on. Here's all the ways I'm fucked up.
Right.
Now you can identify. See, here's that. Like, I ripped that mask off. Like, I don't want to wear that shit, and you could take off yours too. And I to me, that's been over the last 10 years or so, been my connection with people, is that I am okay being vulnerable and flawed, so you can as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think people have enough relationships with people that are that. Instead of it's mask, and we always, well, I just bought this new phone, and hey, well, me and Sherry, we really hit it off on that date, and it's like this whole, we're all phony in the fuck up, and social media doesn't obviously help that. That's probably where it becomes its worst. But you see it outside of social media. You see it in personal conversations with people, where people are dick measuring everything. Yeah. Well, I got the new car, and did you get this membership on? It's like, fuck off. Like, here, let me tell you, I'm in debt. I went bankrupt. Like, I'll tell people, don't you want to ever hear anything bad about me? Go ahead and compliment me, because I'll give you fucking 10 more. And mainly because I'm so frightened of ever wearing the mask again, that I will fucking fight you tooth and nail to never, like, nope, you don't get to put me on a pedestal. I will never put you on one either.
Yeah.
Because I recognize that all masks are bullshit. And that's what a lot of that ego shit is. So that was this talk I had with him, and he's young, so he's coming into this and still trying to understand it. But for me, I was like, it's okay where you are. Be comfortable where you are right now, where you don't contribute a lot and this and that, because you just don't have a lot of life experience, and that's fucking fine. That's a natural place to be. The reason I am where I'm at is just because I have more life experiences. Yeah. So I can fucking go off and speak with some level of authority that could be bullshit too, but I feel like I can share more. And if he doesn't, I don't. It's like, you don't have to force sharing, because then it's fake, and it's not who you. Be just who the fuck you are. And so to me, like, it's really neat, because I see him and I'm like, you are me 15 years ago. And so I see that in a way. And so him and I have had some really, really cool conversations that are like, on a friend level, but also on like a big brother level. I feel like, and it's helpful, because it helps me identify, like, how did I get from there to where I am? And I did through this way, not by fucking accident, by just being a people watching, being very self-observant, and be very self-aware, and just being like, oh, that's bullshit. Why do we do it this way? Oh, just because we've always done it this way? Man, fuck that, right? And like, I will redefine anything. Like, I don't live by anyone's definitions of fuck all. And that's why I've told you in the past, like, I took back the word selfish. I'm taking back the word narcissistic. All these things. Like, you want to call me those things? Fucking thank you.
Yeah.
I don't live by your rules of your definitions of society's taboo of negative and positive. Like, fuck all that shit. And I don't know, man. It comes from this really cynical place, but this super liberating place, and I feel so free about it. That I feel like I'm fucking televangelizing, man. I'm gonna start knocking on doors. Like,
there you go.
Have you heard about my Lord and Savior, yourself? Let me tell you about finding yourself. I need to come up with a book now.
Yeah,
think about,
there you go.
Steve Harvey, I'm calling you, baby.
Yeah, that's a good book title, just finding yourself.
Yeah, learning about your Lord and Savior. ... You. And like the front of the cover of the book will just be a mirror. There you go. Bam! Book that shit. I'm good. Gonna be rich. But yeah, I mean, obviously I can go on for fucking hours and hours on this, but like it's I think it's quite simple and it's super complex, but it all starts with saying fuck what everybody else thinks about you, and fuck what even they've taught you to think about you. Strip it all down. Nothing is real. Everything's real. You know what I mean? Like, recognizing that it's all legit and it's all bullshit at the same time, and you're now liberated to just be whoever the fuck you want to be.
Well,
there are no square pegs, and there are no or circle pegs. There's none of these. Like, you don't have to fit in one or the other.
Yeah, and I think that's like one of the things, like, everything about the way that you look at yourself, the way that people look at you is subject to change.
Yes.
Like, there's no, like, okay, boom, this is what you are. Like, you're saying with him, like, you're the nice guy, boom, you're the nice guy forever. It's like, no, like, you can change that. You can be, another version of that. You can still be that and add something to it.
Yep.
There's just a lot of options. But yeah, I had that same thing, and I think I'm still like kind of in the process of figuring out some of that too. But yeah, I had that realization of just, oh, like, okay, it doesn't matter what these people think of me. It doesn't matter what this happens, because that used to be a big thing for me too.
Yeah. And we are simplistic creatures. If I'm defining you,
right,
I will define you in the most simplest of terms because I need it to be simple for me.
Right.
I can't define you. And so we do it with politics, right?
Are
you Republican or Democrat? We don't. And when you really talk to people, it's way more complex than that, right?
Yeah.
But we want to label people because we like it being simple. I need you to be the nice guy, and this to be that person, that to be the asshole, and this. And the truth is, you're the nice guy, the asshole, this, and we're all everything. And what we do is we get caught up in other people's simplicities. Like, well, he says I'm the nice guy, so I have to be, or I'm the financially responsible one, so I can't splurge on that because that'll ruin this image that people have.
Right.
Of me. No, you can be a good saver and a good investor and still go fucking bonkers at fucking hibachi or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the fucking trap. Is we're caught up in living up to other people's super exaggeratingly, damagingly simple fucking definitions of us.
Yeah.
One word snapshots of us, and we feel like we gotta live up to that. Fuck
right.
you. Like, I'm not living up to shit. You can tell me who I am, and it won't fucking matter because I didn't ask you. You know what I mean? Like, you could be like, oh, you're such a great guy. Well, cool. I didn't ask you because your opinion of me has zero fucking impact on me. Because if I allow it to have impact on me, then I allow also your insults to have impact on me.
Right.
And then I am impacted only on you. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden your word carries more weight than my own word of myself. Fuck that. Like, your word, zero fucking weight in my mind. And that's out of all respect, too. That's like not even it says that, again, I am the most important slice of pie in the 7 billion slices of pie on this planet. Period. Other people I hold also, but never above myself. Yeah. That's fucking ridiculous. I sleep with only me. That's it. I die and it's only fucking me. You know what I mean? So why the fuck am I going to live according to other people? Like, that shit doesn't make any sense. We don't make a death pact that we die together. We definitely ain't cuddling together. You know what I mean? Like, so
definitely not on camera.
At the end of the day, why the fuck am I living according to Tyler's vision of me? You know what I mean? That's it's the most backwards fucking thing ever that we put how we live secondary to everything else. Like, we can't create logical consistencies with how everything else is. You're born alone, you die alone, you sleep alone. Like, it is just you and all these things. Yeah. Why are you living amongst with this in other people's worlds?
Right.
Why not you? Like, it's that Joe Rogan thing about be the hero of your own story.
Fuck
yes, I will be. I'll be the villain, the fucking hero, the anti-hero, everything. But you know what I won't be, motherfucker? The fucking victim. It's the only thing in the story that I will never be cast for. And that's cool with me because I want to be every character. Yeah. I don't want to. The problem is we think we're one character and we're not. We're complex as fuck. And if we allow other people their laziness to define us, then we will lazily accept that because we don't want to deal with our own demons because that's complex and that's scary.